Okay, when it says 3 measures of barley for a penny, okay, notice it's a measure of wheat for a penny, but yet 3 measures of barley for a penny. So 3 measures represents enough to feed about 3 or 4 people. 3 quarts of barley feeds about 3 or 4 people, which is about the average members of the average household worldwide. It's about 3 or 4 people. And that's what people are trying to do, feed their families. And notice it says for a penny. All right, meaning the bulk of the people are trying to go to these different bargain stores, okay, and they're trying to go to these different stores and supermarkets or 99-cent stores to try to get the better bargain. And by them getting a better bargain, they're eating less nutrition because barley is not as fine grained as wheat. Barley is a low level wheat. Okay, wheat, when you get to understand it, is the better food for us, but barley is like a low level of food of grain. You understand? So that's what people are doing. A lot of people are eating unhealthy because unhealthy food tends to be cheaper. Okay, so to feed in bulk items, unhealthy food seems to be cheaper. So a lot of people eating out more. Okay, or what they're doing is they're buying a lot of unhealthy food. Okay, like bread and meat all the time. A lot of people eating because it tends to be cheaper and it tends to fill the stomach more. Okay, so this represents that, economic crisis all throughout, man. And it says, hurt not the oil and the wine. Now, the oil and the wine represents the precious goods. Okay, meaning that the precious, despite all this talk of famine and despite all this talk of lack of food and despite all this talk of you trying to stretch out portions to feed your family off of that 1 penny that you make, you're trying to get measurements of barley and wheat and things of that nature, and you could barely feed yourself and your family. There's still a lot of goods in this society that people want, and there's still plenty of abundance of. Oil and wine represents delicacies. We get this in the scriptures. Let's get that. Let's get Revelation 18:11. So even though this system is in an economic crisis, which is one of the seals that the Christ has let loose on this earth through the black horse, even though this system is through an economic crisis, you still have an abundance of oil and wine, but it's not for the average person to consume. It's only for the rich white elite, okay, and those that sell out to him, which is going to go into the mark of the beast. And no, it's not talking about an RFID chip. Men still running their mouth about RFID chip. I see no scriptures on it. Okay, men just conspiracy theoryites. Okay, because Alex Jones says, because Gerald Calante says, because that's just too much Infowars.com, man. That's what it is, and not enough scripture. Too much Infowars.com and not enough scripture. You understand? So now, what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to sell them souls to achieve the oil and the wine, which is abundance. That's the buying and selling, which I'm going to make another video. Okay, me and the brother Marshall on the Sweat Cut Sharpie channel, we're going to make another video on the mark of the beast. And I'm going to bring the mark of the beast. I'm going to bring the chip. It's an Optimus Prime toy part. I got it. Okay, Lord's willing. Okay, I'm going to bring it out in the video, and I'm going to show it. I'm going to say, this is what you niggas out there teaching to Israel, a RFID chip. I got this off of Optimus Prime's trailer park. Okay, this is the identical thing. Look of it. Okay, and then I'm going to show you that you men were off for teaching that to begin with. All right, because that's not what the scripture's going into. A lot of people are going to sell their souls in order to get the oil and the wine, which is living good and living in abundance, okay? Which is plenty of, despite the fact there's people starving and it's famine and you got all sorts of chaos going on and people are rationing their food and portions with 1 penny according to Revelation 6, you still got plenty of abundance of oil and wine that's not being affected by that black horse. You know what I'm saying? This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 11. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her. The merchants of the earth represents basically the store owners, the businessmen. Okay? For no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. All right? So when the scriptures say you can't buy or sell unless you have that mark, that's not talking about RFID chip. Okay? That's talking about the people having an abundance or seeking an abundance and basically doing whatever it takes in order for them to get that abundance. And they're going to have a lot of that going on these last days. Okay, despite the fact there's a recession out there and depression, people are still going to marry and give into marriage just like it was in the days of Noah. You can't marry and give into marriage unless you got money. That don't mean they're going to have a chip in their hand or in their forehead looking like the Bionic Man Steve Austin. Okay, they're gonna basically do certain things. That's why there's all types of drug busts being done. People selling drugs, okay, drug dealers, they got the mark of the beast. You understand? Because they're trying to get that paper. Like it tells Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, many have sinned for a small matter. Okay, and sin sticketh close to them that are only occupied in buying and selling. You're supposed to be buying the truth. That's why the scripture says, buy the truth and sell it not. Now it says, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. Okay, because once America is destroyed, that whole spirit of trying to possess abundance and gain is going to be destroyed right along with it. Verse 12, the merchandise of gold and silver. So gold and silver. So what is this economic collapse that men running their mouth about? There's going to be gold and silver in America, because this is Revelation 18 going into the destruction of America. There's going to be gold in America. There's going to be silver in America, and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet, thyine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, all manner of vessels of most precious wood, brass, iron, and marble. America's still going to be rich. Okay, men talking about an economic collapse on Wall Street. Man, the Dow Jones been up and down for years, man. Ain't nothing happened to it. So what if it crashed? People still going to be making money and still doing certain things. Not everybody, but a certain portion. And then you're going to have everybody outside of the elect that's going to strive, okay, to get it. Okay, to get that paper or get that money. Okay, now, verse 13.